Not yet. Now we are. Hey everybody, welcome to the Friday show. It's been a week. I can describe it like that. It's been annoying and frustrating, and like I am so far behind on so many different videos I want to make. Good news is I got most of the fucking Steam videos fucking filmed. There's been some fucking problems with RimWorld and Undertale though, so you know, take that for what you fucking want. Just been, hey Adam and hey Zen. It's just, also too, I've been going into God's Odds hangouts more recently this week, and that really threw me for a loop because I don't know if God's Odds ever sleeps. He's always doing a hangout. Always. I did not bring out enough weed for my bowl. I'm gonna need to get some more. I didn't make my fucking why Donald Trump isn't the problem. He's the poison. Oh no, wait! I did have enough weed in my dish. There was a second bud there I didn't see. This is how flustered I am this week, folks. I have missed fucking pot right in front of my face, right in front of my face hole. So yeah, just gonna get this out of the way. For whenever the Undertale playthrough goes up, episode 5 is gone. It got ruined.
How did your uncle ruin it?
Because he wanted me to open up a fucking beer for him, and it made me mad. Because I was like, one, this is fucking useless. Because you're gonna be like, I don't like this. I don't drink beer. And two, he knew I was making a video. Like there's no way to mistake that with me. I was screaming at the top of my lungs about those two fucking married dogs and how big of fucking cocksuckers they are because the game basically turned into a random number generator at that fucking point. I'm gonna say it flat out. Undertale's genocide run has made me not like fucking Undertale. It has diminished my love for that fucking game. Also, hey Max, hey all hail. So yeah, fucking. Also, I started watching No Game, No Life today because Lundy was like, "Hey, I'll watch that if you watch that, I'll watch some horrible anime that you choose." And I was like, Violence Jack or Rape Man. Technically, Rape Man is a hentai and not an anime, but yeah, there's a hentai series called Rape Man. It goes all the way back to the 70s. It is one of the longest continuing series of hentai in Japan. It's basically Roosh V, the anime.
There's an
Do you want me to tell you the premise of Rape Man? It's great.
Sure.
Basically, it's a guy. It's a guy, and he goes around raping like hoity-toity, upstuck, stick in the mud women because that's what they need. That good raping, that'll loosen them up.
That's pretty fucked up, just a little bit.
It is. And Japan has like weird laws when it comes to that shit, because like for some reason Japan is totally against like showing a fucking cartoon dick going inside of a woman, but when it's like rape, it's like it's cartoon characters. Who gives a shit? It's like, Japan, that's a little weird, right? Just a smidge. I think I've heard Murder Prince. Like, I'll be honest, I've been getting back into anime because, like, there was a good glut in the mid to late 2000s where I just kind of like stopped watching anime because it got really fucking moe-y. And I'm not using mo as a shorthand for homosexual. I'm talking about the type of anime, mo anime, which is like cute girls. Like I really don't like that shit. Like if I'm like, look, like, I live in the age of the internet now. If I want to look at fucking pornography, I'll look at fucking pornography. I don't need the fan service shit anymore. I'm not 13 years old. I can fucking goddamn buy my own porn. Hey, DevShell. Technically, you bring up like something, DevShell, like unintentionally. Thinking about it, Nick, I haven't really been dragging ass this week. I've been doing stuff. Like, I've been taping Stardew Valley. I finished up RimWorld. I've been taping fucking Undertale. Still haven't been able to tape fucking Crusader Kings 2 because it's not fucking working for some reason. I've literally tried to fucking... I've uninstalled, reinstalled. I do not understand what's wrong with fucking... You know what? Maybe I need to update. That might be it. Maybe there's an update. Because I do spend 90% of my time on Steam offline. I don't stay in online mode on Steam because it fucking takes up too much resources for me. It slows my internet down.
Serious?
Yeah. My internet is very temperamental. My internet is basically a canary in a coal mine. You sneeze on my internet, it's gonna go fucking wonky for 5 minutes. Well, technically, DevShell, you did do the Madness, Mayhem, and Charity like brainstorming thing. Which again, I know Agent of Doubt like kind of put a lot of pressure on you to fucking do that again, but I'm up for it. I'd do fucking multiple hours. Like, I can fucking talk. Like, about nothing, and just talk and talk and talk and talk. Also, I can fucking press game the very public spanking guys into it, and Lundy probably. But yeah, you do, like, you did bring up a good point in your in that one in your hangout, the brainstorming hangout. Too many like big people have either left or they're so fucking divided by the tribalism on YouTube. They would be like, I'm not gonna do the show if they're doing it. I'll be flat out. I know this would never happen, DevShell, because you hate this fucking piece of shit as much as I fucking hate this piece of shit. But if you told me Brett Keane was doing Madness, Mayhem, and Charity, I wouldn't be like, I'm not going to do Madness, Mayhem, and Charity if Brett isn't doing it. No, it's not about me, it's about the fucking charity. Like, who gives a shit if, like, it's like the last time I went on there were a bunch of people literally right before I came on who I fucking despised. I never even fucking mentioned them.
Who do you despise now?
I forget who it was, but it was the last time I did Madness, Mayhem, and Charity for DevShell, because DevShell like is kind of considering maybe bringing back Madness, Mayhem, and Charity, but there's a lot of hurdles because of like the current standing of the YouTube communities.
Yeah, that'd be awkward in many ways.
And like one of the things DevShell was talking about in his brainstorming hangout, he did a couple, probably almost maybe not a month, but maybe like half a month ago. Like, it was like some people were like, oh, I'm not going to be on the show because X person's on the show. Like, that's what happened the last time DevShell did Madness, Mayhem, and Charity. And to me, it's like, who gives a shit? Like, it's not about you, it's about the charity. Like, if Brett Keane was on Madness, Mayhem, and Charity, I wouldn't be like, Dev, you got to get rid of Brett Keane.
I don't like him.
I'd be like, obviously, DevShell thinks, like, Brett can bring in some fucking money and shit.
Yeah.
And some eyeballs.
Just because we have some differences doesn't mean we can't make money. Now, here's why feminism is shit.
I mean, there might be cases where I'm like, really, you want this guy, Dev? Like, maybe if DevShell was like, yeah, I'm bringing in Christopher Cantwell, white supremacist guy, get that audience. It's like, I don't know if that's a good idea, Dev.
I mean, I don't think he would do it because the whole like
nobody would, like, nobody would do
really,
it, really.
The white supremacist community come in and like help, gay HIVs. What? We don't like them fags and their gay virus or some shit like that.
I mean, they do like them when they can be used as tokens. See Milo Yiannopoulos.
Yep.
I mean, do they
His
really
fucking
like
name
him?
sounds like a Sonic the Hedgehog stage. doesn't it? Like Unilopolis Zone.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Chris Cantwell got arrested this week.
Finally. So what were the charges
And
again?
his YouTube channel got deleted too. So, you know, fucking
What were his charges again? Was it assault charges or like
assault, drunk driving, not obeying the rules of your prohibition. Because you know when you go on prohibition, one of the things they specifically tell you are not allowed to associate with scumbags.
So his charges had to do with things not even really related to the march, aside from associating with maybe other criminals or associating with people who have conducted criminal acts and that.
Yeah, he was just a fucking goddamn law dodger.
Right.
He didn't want to take his fucking responsibility and be a fucking man.
These laws don't apply for me, sovereign citizen.
Also, too, I think he did get caught for using the mace at Charlottesville.
I see.
So that happened too.
Wait, he also said he had a gun on him. If is he ex-felon?
No, he said if he had his gun on him, he wouldn't have pepper sprayed those people, which is like, dude, like, you already used something for self-defense in aggression. Like, do you think we're gonna buy that? That like, yeah, if I had my fucking gun on me, I wouldn't have fucking shot someone.
I thought that's what he meant when you said that. Like, if I want to pepper sprayed him, I would have shot him in the face.
No. He had his pepper spray because he couldn't carry his gun because, again, felon.
Right. Then.
Well, not felon, but just I get. You know what?
Yeah,
he might become a felon after this one.
Yeah, because I know he said he wasn't going to go to Boston he wouldn't have gone to the Boston thing because he wasn't able to. He would have been able to carry a gun on him because of the Boston laws.
They're already starting to pass laws here in Virginia to ban like pepper spray and shit from rallies.
I didn't get the full story, but there was like a town hall meeting in Charlottesville, and there was like a big fight or some shit.
Yeah,
about
it wasn't like a physical fight, but like basically everybody just unloaded on the city councilors and were like, "We fucking told you what the fuck was gonna happen, and now someone's fucking dead."
Right, they fucked up big time.
They did, and like I said, I kind of give them a bit of a pass because, again, Charlottesville is not a city that's ever been really fucking used to this stuff. But at the same time, Richard Spencer did do one of these fucking torchlit rallies already in fucking Charlottesville 2 fucking months ago, so they should have been fucking preparing for this one.
Right, yeah.
Because people fucking forget that with Richard Spencer when they're fucking defending the alt-right. Like, oh, they had their fucking permits and shit. They didn't go seeking the fucking violence. They did a fucking test run in fucking Charlottesville. Like 2 months before this shit, they did a fucking test run to see what they could fucking get away with. And nobody fucking paid attention. Because the fucking counter-protesters weren't out there that time. But, like, ugh. Also, did you see Trump, like, talking about Hurricane Humphrey?
Harvey.
Hugo? I don't remember what the...
Harvey
Beaks. Hurricane Harvey Beaks.
No, it's Harvey Dent.
I like Harvey Beaks. That's a good show on Nickelodeon. Too bad it got canceled for the bajillion fucking season of Fairly Odd Parents. But yeah, Trump was like, some reporter asked him if he had any advice for people in the line of the hurricane, and he said, "Good luck."
He is really bad at that because remember when someone asked him about the sailors who
oh my god,
who were missing. Like, oh, that's too bad. That's what he says. President, Mr. Trump, you have any words on the missing sailors? Oh, that's too bad.
I mean, maybe if fucking Antifa did it or something, goddamn, he'd have more goddamn fucking stronger words for that. You know, maybe that's what the White House needs to do. Like, convince Donald Trump that Hurricane Harvey is a plot by Antifa somehow.
Yeah.
Like, the motherfucker doesn't believe in fucking global warming. You could probably convince him hurricanes are created by socialists.
Like all those damn communists. With it's the Russian,
do
not
that.
Russian. No, well, you can't really say Russians because he likes Russia. So, like the
Also,
Russian,
I read
like,
a
the weather
really
machine.
horrible, terrifying article about like Russia's link with the white supremacy groups in America. Basically, what Russia's doing is what they're doing in fucking Europe, where they're fucking goddamn giving support to far right fascist white supremacist groups that destabilize countries.
So okay, so
basically, this
so
Russian
they're not doing
shit,
that because because the Russian government themselves is far right. Because I wouldn't really call them far right.
I would you can honestly make the argument that Russia currently is a fascist country.
Perhaps, yeah.
Like Russia, and it's not even a lot of the overt things with fascism that Russia's doing. It's a lot of like the smaller, more subtle, easier to overlook things, like the Russian government taking control and interest in industries that are considered to the national interest.
Right.
Like that was one of the first steps the fucking like Nazis taking over in Germany, was consolidating all of like the power behind the Nazis. Also, too, there's the fact that, you know, Russia kind of like has roving gangs of fucking anti-gay fascists who just kill people indiscriminately.
That too, yeah.
And the fucking and the current, you know, new gay holocaust happening in fucking Chechnya. That's fucking fun. Russia's a really fucked up, scary country, and it fucking makes me sad we have a fucking president who's goddamn sacrificed every ounce of fucking American soft power in the fucking 7 months he's been fucking president. It is going to be so fucking difficult fucking goddamn undoing the damage Russia has fucking wrought. Which is, again, why I'm like, you know what? I'm going to align myself with fucking Antifa for the moment. Like, I might not like their penchant for fucking violence, but if fucking shit goes down, I don't want to be one of the people, like, in 50 years who is like, I did nothing and I have so many fucking regrets. Yeah, DevShell brings up, it's like really, like they're making, like, it's not even like the government doing, they're making like the parents fucking rat out their own kids for fucking family honor and bullshit like that. It's fucking disgusting. Like the I can never remember that piece of shit's name, the guy who's in charge of Chechnya. But like, if I had superpowers, like if I could be Superman for one day, he would probably be the first person I'd fucking smear across Mount Everest.
I would have
like I would just grab him. I'd just grab him in the middle of a fucking press conference and just smear his ass against fucking Mount Everest.
So here's the thing: would that create an international conflict? Like if Superman, like you know, during like the 80s.
To be fair, Sammy, I said Superman's powers, not Superman's ironclad sense of morality. And
what I'm saying is, like, you being an American, being a superhero American, went and like, let's say this is the 80s, and you went and just like obliterated the USSR, or someone in the USSR.
I don't have to talk, Sammy. I could wear one of those full-body condom suits. Nobody could tell who I was. They'd just be like, that was a fat fuck who just smeared that guy.
Look at that flying fat fuck.
You know, it's the Spider-Man principle, Sammy. That's why, like, Spider-Man has always been Marvel's most popular hero, because he's got the entire bodysuit. So really, anybody can be Spider-Man. Yeah, Peter Parker's a white dude, but when you just look at Spider-Man in his costume as a hero, it's really easy to imagine, like, you under that suit.
Sure.
Hey, David Tor.
Torre.
Torre? Yeah, it might be
We're
French.
gonna go with Torre.
Yeah, and you know what? Awesome Avenger, somebody who I met like hanging out around God's Odds hangouts. Like Putin has his own Putin youth.
Right.
Like Putin might not be doing the state-sponsored genocide, at least in Russia proper. He might be doing it in the satellite states, but Putin's like, yeah, I like fashion. Like, it's why, like, whenever Putin like talks about
it's
like
funny you mention that
Ukraine
because
being fascist, I'm like, really, motherfucker? Take a look at your own country.
it's funny you say that because like you won't see like Alex Jones say anything about that yet. I remember during like during Obama administration how you'd see like Obama Youth, AmeriCorps, Obama Youth, like brown coats. It's like really like looking back at it, it's so fucking retarded. At least like the way that right wingers during the last 10 years.
And like I
all
get
that shit
it.
at Obama.
Like I get it at a point in this country's history. There was like a scary, terrifying left wing, and you could make the argument that the scary, terrifying left wing is starting to make a return with like groups like Antifa. But for the longest time, there really hasn't been like the radical left in this country. Like they got killed off by the neoliberals. Like the Democratic Party is fucking pretty goddamn weak. So I need to stop using that word as often. Like I've been trying to curb my use of that since I've been in God's Odds because I made a realization talking to the theists, like talking again to theists, where it's like I don't necessarily want to convince people that they're right or wrong about religion and stuff. I'm more worried about convincing people like, hey, you can trust atheists more than pedophiles. Like there's no reason we should be less trustworthy than fucking pedophiles.
Yeah.
Like you could be a good guy and be an atheist.
Or you could be a terrible fucking asshole and be an atheist.
Yeah, true. It's just like Christianity. It's like, I think Sarahan06 said it the best. Like you can take the religion out of an asshole, but you can't take like the asshole out of an asshole.
Pretty much.
Like if somebody was an asshole, just in general when they were like a religious person, I would give them a 90% chance of still being an asshole when they become a non-believer.
Pretty much.
I miss Serhan too. Although I did bitch at him once, like the last time he made a video, I was the one who made him make that video because I was like, Serhan, you don't have to make videos every like month and stuff. Just at least make one video like a year to make sure we know you're still alive and well.
Is he still alive and well?
Yeah.
All right.
He hasn't made a video in a year though, so I probably should poke him again.
Hey, it's that time of the year again.
Plus, it's like, look, Serhan, like, Trump's won. Like, there's a lot of shit to talk. Like, that's why I came back to YouTube. I'm like, there's just too much shit to talk about. Like, and to not talk about it would be a crime.
Crime against humanity. Like I'm saying, you really do need to get a hold of a camera so you can do walkie talks. Like, you need to go back to the.
Well, like, Awesome Avenger, like, it's kind of stuff like Trump does, where Putin, like, as much as I fucking don't like him, he is really good at manipulating people and manipulating the truth. Again, it goes into fucking Russia's control of vital industries. Like, Russia took control, like, when Putin came in, they took back control of media. So, like, what Putin says is what's true in Russia, basically. It's fucking, I don't want to, like, I hate you saying 1984 because it's so fucking overused all the time, but it is some kind of, like, it is like light sauce 1984 shit going over there in Russia where it's like, well, like, this is what Russia Today or fucking, I forget the name of the other one.
one of the others.
No, I feel good for
videos.
ContraPoints. I'm happy for ContraPoints. He's like he was always a good YouTuber, and I always wanted him to like break out, but like he's really broken out like recently because of like the whole gender stuff and like the skeptical community being just a nightmare, just wasteland of fucking bitching about feminism now.
Wait,
Yeah.
he's out of YouTube?
No, like he's like the way
No,
he's come
Nicotine
back.
2 is Contra.
Yeah,
he's
what do you mean break out? I thought you'd meant like leave and do something productive.
no, I meant like get bigger.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, like, look, let's be honest here. YouTubers leaving YouTube, that is not a good track record. Let's be completely honest. Like, Fred, the annoying orange, Lacey Green, it's never worked out.
I figure had a goddamn Nickelodeon TV show. What happened to that?
RT is fucking. You know what? Like, part of me is like, I should make another shut the fuck up Russia video. But at this point, it's kind of fucking useless because it's like, you know what? Russia won. Like, they're laughing at us. Like the rest of the fucking world. Again, that is the most damaging thing with Trump is a lot of the stuff he's doing domestically. Like, yeah, it sucks, but it can be fixed. The sacrifice in U.S. soft power internationally is legitimately something that will fucking hurt us for decades and might not even be a thing we can ever truly recover from. Trump has literally put us on the trajectory of becoming fucking Italy.
Wait,
in terms of fucking global relevance.
Oh.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
I don't think that's going to happen. Like,
one thing America still has, we still.
Our military is too good for that.
Yeah. Plus, we're still an economic powerhouse. Like, end of the day. Matt, you still there? Oh, his internet probably shut off. Watch. You just come back in like a minute or two. His internet shut off. It's just you and me, Nick. We gotta entertain the crowd.
Oh. Yeah, I'm busy during these all the time. That sucks.
Oh, Matt. Yes, it did. Oh, there you are. Hey, Matt, you back? Matt, you're mute. All right, there you go.
Sorry. I'm back.
Like acting.
I'm back. Hangout didn't end. Good. Internet picked up. It's getting a storm here.
Yeah. It's raining here too. It's been raining all day.
Also, I haven't played Sonic Mania yet, but I'm happy that it's good. I'm happy that the Sega fans got a win. Hopefully, unlike every other time in the last couple of years Sonic has done something good, hopefully Sega doesn't immediately just abandon this. Yeah, I was gone for 4 hours because I was looking for a dog. That was fun. I had a cigarette. Getting disconnected kind of threw me for a good roll there. Thing just kind of just obliterated my ment of thought. So So yeah, now I'm segueing into Sonic Mania. Good on Sega for finally making a good Sonic. Well, technically Sega didn't make it. It was a bunch of fans.
Oh, that new Sonic game?
Yeah, they abandoned. I'm pissed. I'm pissed off about that. Sonic Colors was a decent game. Honestly, deserved a fucking sequel. Stupid story series got 2 fucking games, but Sonic Colors only gets 1. Asking for Sonic and the Black Knight after Sonic and the stupid Genie one. Nobody Genie won. Sonic Colors had a fun new gimmick. It added fun new characters to the universe. Sonic Colors did everything that a good Sonic game should. Plus, Sonic Colors realized what the 3D Mario games realized right off of the bat. For a 2D game to successfully go into 3D platforming, it's not just enough for the 3D platforming to be good. You need some kind of gimmick. You need a gimmick. Because I'll be completely honest, when it comes to Mario games, I'm a fucking purist. I go for the 2D games first. I hate 3D Mario so much. It's just sluggish and slow and not a lot of fun to play, in my opinion. 3D Mario, it's tight, it's fast, it's got great controls. There's a reason why 2D Mario inspired, the guy who made Sonic the Hedgehog to make Sonic the Hedgehog. If it was 3D Mario first, you would have never had Sonic the Hedgehog. And yeah, I like Mario Galaxy. Mario Galaxy is the best 3D Mario, and it also has, in my opinion, the best gimmick to give a 3D Mario game. The gravity stuff. And I'll be completely honest, after fucking Mario Galaxy, Mario Sunshine is probably the next best 3D Mario game. I know it's kind of fun and popular to shit on Mario Sunshine for some of the weird story choices, especially at the end of the game, but I had a lot of fun shooting around with that water pack. And Mario Odyssey looks like it will be good too. That gimmick seems like the gimmick there. But yeah, we don't know how it's going to play yet. I'll be completely honest though, in recent years, when it comes to Mario games, I'd rather play the RPGs. Those are a lot of fun. They actually give real character moments to the character. Luigi is low-key one of the best characters in Paper Mario. I just took a hit. Luigi is such a great, lovable, pure-hearted goofball in the Paper Mario games. Like, I just want to put him in my pocket and protect him forever. But yeah, mainly I've been doing a lot of like computer gaming, like in recent years. Because finally I got on Steam, like after just being just some kind of negative nully, and just being like, I'm not gonna get Steam. Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't even remember why I didn't get. You know why? It's probably because I don't like. You know what it is. I don't. And it's not such a big a problem anymore, but like I didn't like for the longest time. Everybody was like, Valve is the good guy game company. And it's like, no, they're not. Like, why do people give Valve a fucking pass? But like, yeah, now it's not, because all the luster from fucking Valve wore off years ago. Oh yeah, and Bizarro Luigi from Super Paper, like he was fucking great. Luigi's just great. Like I loved his like whole side story you never got to see, but you read about it in Thousand Year Door. It was great. I love fucking Paper Mario. It's a great series. Like right now, I guess like my real hatred for video in the video game industry is layered squarely at like Bethesda. Because for some reason, like the Bethesda fucking love just keeps growing, and it's like, why? They release broken shit games. The only reason their games are playable is because they're fucking moddable. No, sadly, I do not have the Brett Keane dildo anymore. Like, that got thrown away.
Or did it?
Yeah, it might have. Not have. Like, I don't know. I'm not going to ask questions. But yeah, like, I'm not joking. I am seriously considering doing a Skyrim playthrough, but I'm going to get vanilla Skyrim, not special edition. Fuck that noise. I'm going to get vanilla Skyrim, and I'm going to play it unmodded just to show everyone what their dolled up fucking whore really looks like without all that modded in fucking makeup.
I have the original CD or DVD for Skyrim. I can load it on before even patches came to save it. So like all the game-breaking explosive fucking bugs.
Version 1.0.
Just be like, this is the game they made. This is what they made. Bethesda thought this was a good game to fucking release. Because, I mean, I wish I saved the fucking Skyrim videos I recorded, because at a certain point, I am just, like, it's just 16 to 40 minutes of me just raging. Just from start to end, just raging about what I am seeing at that current moment in Skyrim. Like I got sold up Skyrim so fucking much by everyone around me about how it was the greatest game ever made and it will change RPGs forever and blah, 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 blah. And then I finally fucking get it. And I'm like, this is the fucking game everybody's been fucking champion? And then I confront them and they're like, well, you're playing the unmodded version. It's like, you never said that. You never said it was great with mods. You just said it was great. I really, really, really fucking hate Skyrim because of mainly because of how much it was over fucking sold to me in terms of quality, which it's not. Like fucking Dark Souls. That's a game, in my opinion, that deserves all of the fucking hype. In terms of being a series, and really, Bloodborne deserves most of the fucking hype because Bloodborne is the best Dark Souls game. Wait, why is Lundy in chat but not here?
Yeah, asshole.
Lundy likes an anime with like a little girl in it who is overly sexualized and is nude constantly.
He enjoys.
If you want to defend that, Lundy, you got to get in here.
Lundy
Words
died 5 years ago, and he also raped and killed a little girl in 1990.
Okay, that was Sammy. He's going overboard. I was just like,
I don't know. Lundy did not kill and rape a girl in 1990.
Yeah. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. When I press down on your foot, that means Lundy did. I started watching it before the show, but it's Friday. Like, so far, it's okay. It's fine. I will say this. From what I've seen from the first 2 episodes that I watched, Lundy, I like that the series openly acknowledges that the main characters are psychopaths.
Yes.
It's not like fucking stupid Sword Art Online where it tries to fucking doll that shit up. It's like, no, these people are kind of genuinely awful people. Like, you probably want to punch them. And, you know, I can get behind a story with unlikable characters if the story acknowledges they're unlikable characters. Again, why I hated fucking Sword Art Online. Like, it didn't acknowledge that the main 2 characters of Sword Art Online are truly, genuinely awful fucking people. It's, yeah, Lundy's the baby. Lundy's like always been one of the, well, no, Sammy's like the new baby. We traded out Lundy. We got a newer, sexier model. We got a new model. We got a newer, sexier model than you. And guess what? He's Latino and Jewish. He can clean our pool and do our taxes.
No, you don't. You don't want any of that. You don't want me to do any of those things.
Why can't you clean a pool?
I can clean a pool, but you don't want me doing your taxes. You're better off with Nick doing your taxes.
No, Trump uses Jewish people for his taxes. The president, Sammy.
I'm not Jewish.
That's
been a lie. It's been a lie this entire time. I'm trying to look cool. I've never been a Jew. I grew up, I don't know, Episcopalian.
But yeah, Lundy, so far, I will say though, the little girl being sexualized, that is kind of weird. I do like how the series goes out of its way. Again, only up on 2 episodes, but it seems like the series goes out of its way to be like, the brother is not interested in his sister sexually. No.
Wait, which show? Wait, what anime is this?
No Game, No Life.
I see.
Also, I like how everything is so eye-searingly bright at all times. Except for when they were in the real world, which makes sense. The real world's shit, like Donald Trump's president. Like, the real world is very flawed in a lot of senses. So, you know, fucked up game universe, I get being like hyper color.
Matt,
Yes.
Okay. I thought you went quiet, so I was like, oh shit. You fucking.
No, I was taking a drag on a cigarette and thinking about all the awful things like I'm gonna force Lundy to watch because he chose poorly in this. Like Lundy, I don't get what Lundy's gonna get out. I mean, I kind of get what Lundy's gonna get out of this. He's gonna be a fucking smug prick about being like, yeah, see, you ended up liking the show. But you know what? I'm gonna get the ultimate revenge because I'm gonna either make him watch the uncut version of Violence Jack or just Rape Man. One of those two. I haven't decided which, Lundy. Flip a coin. Or I might roll the dice. Like, the dice really worked out for me with SummerSlam. Like, I might start doing more wrestling predictions because, like, shit.
Well,
when
I mean,
rolled the dice, I got like almost all of them right, except for like the pre-shows.
Matt, that basically means that it's up to random chance. Ugh.
Well, have you seen WWE's booking lately? You know what's sad? That's how I used to pick. No, I used to pick TNA matches on coin flips. So I guess I've kind of like moved up in the world.
Yep.
Well, Annie, Lundy specifically told me the worst anime I could find.
Wait, what year
Tokyo
was this?
Babylon.
The one with the girl.
Rape Man or Violence Jack? Oh, the other No Game No Life. This is new. This is current.
Okay. I don't want to move to Ohio. Ugh.
Yeah, nobody want, like, Ohio and Illinois. No, Ohio and Michigan fought over Toledo. That's a thing that happened at one point. Ohio and Michigan were like, we'll fucking kill each other to get the Toledo strip. And now look, nobody cares about Toledo. How did that work out, Ohio? How did having Toledo work fucking out for you? Spoiler alert, it didn't. I don't know why I'm being so aggressive to people from Ohio. Like, I'm from fucking Virginia. Like, I have no room to fucking talk. Lundy probably likes Gundam Seed. All hail. No, Skullholder. You know what? That's the thing, Lundy. You might be putting on a brave face here. You're not fucking Skullholder. Like, I'm starting to be convinced that Skullholder's the actual robot of this group and not Nick. Nick's in on the conspiracy. Nick is like an agent for the people who's running the weird skull AI simulation against us, but he's like the red herring. I've cracked the code, Nick.
Okay, so
Who do you work for? What is your ultimate game here with the skull AI?
For a minute. Hold on. Don't worry about what you're saying right now. So I just got to the No Game No Life episode run. Right, I'm skimming through it, and I got to the point with the brother and sister. The sister's 11 years old, and they literally did a fucking panty shot, like a camel toe panty shot of this like cartoon little girl. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Why? Why Japan? Why?
Because that's legal in Japan. Like, you could be in
Not
a room with
necessarily. Well, it depends. In Tokyo, it's not.
Look,
like, here's the thing.
Japan has a really weirdly tiered, like, sexual consent law. Like, you could be in like the same room as a naked 12-year-old, but you can't touch them. It's weird. Like, they have a lot of weird. Like, again, we fucked them. We fucked Japan. We bombed them, and then we were just like, fucking just form a culture out of the fucking ruins of like us just completely just eradicating your sense of fucking identity because we defeated your undefeatable army and we made your god emperor kowtow to us. Also, too, underwear. You got to start wearing underwear.
What?
Yeah, that's actually where like the Japan's obsession with underwear comes from, is because basically before like the troops and stuff, before the war and stuff, like Japan didn't really care about like public nudity and stuff. But like during the war and subsequently afterwards, like underwear started coming in, but at first underwear was so expensive because it was an import, because there weren't any places in Japan making underwear at that time.
Only the rich and prostitutes could really afford it.
Only the rich and prostitutes could have underwear. So it became at the same time like very sexualized, but also a symbol of status.
Yeah.
We're also the ones that made them eat whales. Because after the war, Japan had a huge famine crisis, and fucking MacArthur was like, well, the Sea of Japan is filled with whales, eat them. Because before then, Japan had a whale industry, but it wasn't like massive.
It wasn't as aggressive.
Yeah, but like after the war, like they were like, oh, like let's just eat the whales. There's a lot of weird stuff that like World War II fundamentally changed about Japanese culture. Anyways, well, that was an awkward thing, followed by an awkward silence. Thank you, Sammy, for dredging up that specter again.
Wait, which specter?
The derailment. I don't even remember. I was talking about something else, and not like, yeah, Japan's a little weird because we dropped 2 nuclear bombs on them.
Yeah.
So something else. I can't. What fuck? What was I talking about? Nick. Oh yeah, Nick. The robots. Yeah, Nick. What is your game with the Skull AI? What is your game creating an AI that can't feel like physical discomfort from consuming media? I cracked the code, Nick. Skullholder is the actual artificial intelligence. He's the real robot. But you work for the corporation / institute that created the Skull AI as a red herring to fool us into thinking that you are the robot. Crack the code. Hashtag crack the code.
You've been watching Alex Jones?
No. I have gotten really high today, though, so. Also, it really fucking pisses me off that we can't hurt Skullholder. It really does.
They could find a way.
We need to find a way. Some way. Also, Lundy, since you're in here, fuck you again. Sue is best girl from My Hero Academy. I will fucking fight you on that one. Fuck every other one of those hussies. Sue is number one. Sue will be the one to end up marrying Deku. You've heard it here fucking first, folks. Sue and Deku, they will end up hooking up. That's not a spoiler from the manga either. That is the thing that will happen. Sue is her nickname, you troglodyte? Sue is what she likes her friends calling her. Like Deku. So there you go, Lundy.
Well, not getting a job there.
No, you're the pleb. You're probably one of those bog standard troglodyte gutter Uraku fans. Urakuru, whatever her dumb name, Gravity Girl. I don't care. That's probably who you like. You're a jerk, Lundy. I hope they do find the bodies. Oh, I called it, Lundy. You know what? I would like. You know what? I wouldn't expect less from a grown man who's a John Cena fan. You like John Cena. You like Aruka Lele. Like you like her. Fucking. You just like everything standard. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Let's dance. Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. I'm like fucking Stone Cold right now in the middle of the ring. I'm literally standing up, smacking my legs. Come on. Now I just sat back down because I'm lazy. I haven't watched the Iron Sheik documentary yet. I really need to. I have seen bits and pieces of it though. Like I have seen the part where he talks about like getting out of Iran and how just really sad that story is. Like if you don't know this, like if you don't know the story behind it, like I'm not gonna spoil it because everybody should watch the documentary. It's a good documentary, but like there's a lot of sadness and like Iron Sheik didn't cleanly get out of Iran. Like people had to die for him to get out of Iran. That would be great if he would like Iron Sheik was Shrek. It's YouTube. Somebody has had to make an Iron Sheik like fucking Iron Sheik Shrek mashup. Like there was a wrestling scene. Remember Nick in the first Shrek? There's a wrestling scene.
No.
Yeah, the first time he goes to Lord Farquaad's house or castle. You know, fuck it. I'm like, fuck that prick. Just big fancy house made of stone with fucking more rooms than a normal house. I'm gonna call it what it is. It's a fucking house. It's a big fancy house. He thinks he's fucking better than me, living in his castle. I'll fucking kick his ass. Now I want to kick that little shrimp's ass. Also, Lundy ran off. So, by internet rules, I am the winner. I have won this argument. Good day. Lundy is just shaking his fist impotently at his computer right now. How does Lundy fuck everything up computer-wise?
Apparently, Google Hangouts aren't working at him. I don't know. He's actually.
Is he going to talk? Or is he just going to sit there silently judging us? I like to imagine Lundy is just smacking his keyboard furiously. Like a seal would. Hey, Lundy, you are in the hangout. Like, I see you. Oh, wait. My shit went to fucking
All right.
screen.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. First off, it's Suyu Asui, you piece of shit.
Oh, look at you.
It's not Sue, you silly bitch. If you're going to call someone best girl from a show, know at least...
I'm calling her by her nickname.
That is not her nickname. Her nickname is her honorific last name that most people call her, but she tells people that she likes to call her Tsuyu.
That's not a nickname. An honorific name isn't a nickname.
That's how they treat it, okay? Also, if you want to go with her actual nickname, it's Froppy, which is her superhero name.
Froppy is her superhero name. Again, not a nickname.
That is a nickname, Matt.
That is a work name. It's like saying like fucking The Rock is a nickname for
You are going down a route that you are inevitably going to lose because it was. The Rock is a nickname. A nickname is an alias. It's a name that other people know you by in a specified manner, depending on your familiarity with the person.
By the way, Lundy sounds angry in this debate. Deduction, 5 points.
Matt sounds really high in this debate. Deduction, 10 points.
I object. I'm as sober as a tack.
This is clearly an invalid comparison, Your Honor. I demand another 5-point deduction.
Yeah.
You both get a 0. Go home, have a nice day, you fail.
Fuck you.
Oh yeah,
Nick.
we got Nick. He's the debate. And he's impartial. He doesn't know Boku no Hero.
He doesn't know anything that what we're talking about, so he can't confirm or deny anything that we say.
Exactly. It's pure calculating logic at its best. No
Logic
input
doesn't
of what
if you have no data to put into the points. All right. So Ochako Uraraka, by the way, that's how you pronounce her fucking name, not Uraraka Naka, whatever the fuck you were doing.
Ukulele. I'm just gonna call her ukulele.
She is best girl. I'll tell you why. She actually is able to hold her own while also being super helpful.
Oh, Suyu isn't super helpful. How many times did she say Deku?
None actually.
A lot during the super, like the.
Are you talking about when they got ambushed by all the supervillains the first time when they were doing the course? Because if I remember correctly, that wasn't her saving him. That was his plan. He said, hey, grab a hold of me and we're going to hold on to you. Jump over here. I'm going to do a thing. And then fucking Midori or whatever the fuck the little pervert's name is threw a bunch of great things in the middle of a goddamn...
Your favorite character.
You
should know that.
I give no fucks about him. I give no fucks about
your
him.
favorite.
I give no fucks about him.
He loves
All
Midoriya.
I don't even know what his name is because I don't care about him because he is
Midoriya.
annoying. Is it?
Her name's Grape Juice or something. It's really dumb. He's an awful kid. I hate him.
But anyway, all of that was Deku's plan. That wasn't her saving him. She literally looked at him like, I don't know what the fuck to do.
You know what, Lundy? You know what? Not because I'm losing, which I am. But you know what? I feel we're dancing around what we should really be arguing about Boku no Hero. The thing I said yesterday.
Which thing?
Bakugo is going to be #1 hero.
It's not. Oh my god, he is not going to be #1 hero. Look, Deku's going to be #1 hero, and we know that he's going to be #1 hero for 2 fucking reasons. Number one, he has All Might's fucking power, and it's literally a power that cannot be surpassed.
I didn't say he was going to be #1 hero for long, but I think that's going to be the ultimate.
Okay,
Deku versus.
Hold on a second, Bakugo. Matt. Firstly, they're still in first year, even in the manga.
I know there's a lot of story to go, but
they have already encountered. They've already encountered.
I've been reading a lot of Boku no Hero related stuff. Like I've been reading the interviews with the creator. He loves fucking wrestling and stuff, and I'm like, he knows a good feud. So I'm like, you think this shit out long term. You keep fucking Bakugo protected as long as you can. You have him have little defeats and stuff just so people know he's not completely perfect and shit, like with the stuff with like the Nomus and shit. But like out of like the 3 main characters of Boku no Heroes, like he is like the best at using powers right now and for the foreseeable future. Like hate him because everybody does. But Bakugo is a fucking genius at using those fucking explosions to do shit.
No, he is. He's an absolute fucking prodigy. And he knows that. He's been a prodigy since he was a child. Whereas Deku, or Midoriya, however what you want to refer to him as, he has only had his quirk for a little bit amount of time. And has only been recently learning how to actually use it. And I think when he actually dueled Bakugo, after Bakugo was like, you're fucking beating me and shit, and that's not good. I need to fucking fight you one-on-one and figure this shit out. I think he went 8% of his power. I think that's what he did, if I remember that correct.
He didn't even have full Callan yet, really.
No, he had full Cal at that point.
Did he? I thought he still had to break his arms and legs and shit.
No. This was after they got back from the exam where they were getting their provisional hero licenses, because Deku actually got his hero license, whereas Bakugo didn't.
Oh, yeah.
And Bakugo was like, why the fuck did you get your hero license and I didn't? This is bullshit. How are you surpassing me? And then he's like, I need to fight you to figure this shit out, because fighting's the only thing he can figure shit out with. He can't think unless he's fighting. It's weird.
Also, Bakugo does have a friend, Red Riot.
I
or
doubt.
Dumb Hair. Because that's what Bakugo calls him.
Okay.
So that's what I call him.
Okay.
I'll be honest. I actually love Bakugo. I just love the fact that he is just 100% just an insanely aggressive person.
He's not just that is such an understatement at this point. He literally tells people to die as he shoots them. Every other scene he's in, even if he's not fighting them, they could just be talking to him.
That was one of my favorite jokes, is when they were coming up with like superhero names, and his name was like Keen Murder Death.
He's like Mr. Murder Explosion Man. Like, so they'll just be talking to him normally, like, "Hey, Bakugo, I didn't know you were that good with a kitchen knife." And he's like, "What? You don't think I can cut fucking carrots? Go die! It's like, Jesus.
I didn't want to get into spoilers because I kind of spoiled stuff for Lundy before he caught up with the manga. But with how like the hero landscape is set up after like the latest stuff, like I do think Bakugo is going to become the transitional hero to the new generation, and then Deku is going to finally just smear him.
Are you
just finally you're going to get the squash match?
Are you sure it's going to be Bakugo and not Todoroki?
I think Todoroki, Todoroki's got like a lot of powers and stuff, but like he's not as imaginative as like Deku, or like that's what really hinders.
Well,
Todoroki,
no, because he really can only do 2 things. He either freezes everything in his path, or he fucking makes everything in his path flames. Those are really the only 2 things he can do with his powers.
Yeah, but like he could probably you could probably do more stuff with the ice shit. Like, look at Marvel Comics with Iceman and all the crazy stuff Iceman can do.
Yeah, I think that was kind of the point of the one exam where him and I can't remember her name, but Creation Girl, they were fighting against Eraserhead. He was, because Eraserhead actually made the point. He's like, Todoroki, he focuses too much on just using the brute strength of the pure power that he has in his quirk, and that's a problem. And I need to try and wean him off of this somehow. So I do think that's going to be explored, especially since they're just now getting to the. I mean, I won't say just now, but it's only been about like, what, 20 chapters maybe since they introduced the idea that, like, hey, the things that you were able to do up till now, maybe you can do some other stuff if you're a little bit smarter with your powers. Like with Bakugo learning how to do his armor piercing explosion by just putting like a hole with one hand in front of the other and focusing the shot.
Also, too, with how they explain Bakugo's powers and how it works, I don't think Todoroki can ever really overcome Bakugo. Because no matter whichever power he uses,
Bakugo will just be able to blow it away.
Yeah, and like it's like in their fight in the tournament arc where, like, Bakugo wasn't just like bullshit. Like, he wasn't just blindly in anger calling out Todoroki to use his full powers. Like, Bakugo was probably thinking like 8 steps ahead and was like, when he uses his fucking flame, I'm gonna do this.
I mean, yeah, that is kind of the way he is, but at the same time, his mind was also consumed at the time of being able to of not being able to comprehend why Todoroki would use his full power against Deku, but not against himself. That's why he was so pissed off in the first place, and why he didn't even want the first place trophy when they gave it to him, or medal.
So much.
Fucking when they had to restrain him on the fucking top of the podium so that he would have to accept his first place medal. Also, Jemshin, yeah, Deku, the guy that we're talking about who has like the super strength, okay. So explaining his power would take a long ass time to actually explain, because the show still hasn't actually fully explained it yet.
The manga has.
I wouldn't even say the manga has fully explained it yet. I think
the manga's done a good job of basically being like one for all combination of a quirk that stockpiles power and a quirk that can be passed along.
So his quirk is from the current number 1 hero, All Might, or well, former number 1 hero.
Best hero ever. I love him. So, like, All Might legitimately might be my new favorite hero. Like, I might love him more than Captain America.
Okay, yeah, Jemshin, sorry. Just a few bullet points. These are all things that you'll get through within the first like 5 episodes anyway. So it's not really spoilers. But All Might has the ability to give his powers to a pupil, only one at a time. And he does to the main character, because the main character doesn't have quirk. Quirk being superpower.
Yeah, he's
quirk. And his power is basically the amalgamation of a lot of power before him.
Most quickly, Lundy, you skipped over one thing, an important world detail. 80% of the population on the planet has a superpower, which is called a quirk.
Mm-hmm.
The main character, Midoriya, is born one of the 20% who doesn't have a power.
And to be fair, a lot of those 80% are not actually superheroes, because a lot of their quirks, they haven't really like developed them to any substantial degree. Many of them are considered more or less useless. Yeah. Like, for instance, Deku's mother has the ability to pull small objects to herself. That's basically all she can do, at least as far as she's aware. It might be that she has telekinesis and she could have made it stronger if she wanted to, but she never really worked on it. I don't know. They never went into that. But anyway, so yeah, Deku, main character. So he gets to inherit All Might's power, but All Might tells him ahead of time. He's like, look, your body needs to be ready for this, because essentially what you're getting is the physical power of me and many other generations of people who had this power before me. And if your body takes it and you're not ready for it, all your limbs are gonna like explode. and you're just gonna be like, and you're gonna die. So Deku has to train a bunch first and make himself physically fit enough to at least be able to hold it within himself. But for a long time during the show, every time he uses the power, because it is so intense and because his body is not used to it in any way, he just breaks himself using it. It's super powerful and it can one-shot most things, but it breaks him whenever he uses it.
There's some really good fights. Brutal. Like, when you start watching the show, you're like, this looks like Beyblade. And then it's like, oh my God, these fights are brutal.
They are brutal. Oh, God.
I'll be right back. Hey, Gavin, I'll be right back. Somebody yelled for me.
But yeah, that's the basic thing. And he's also rivals with another character, Bakugo, who can cause explosions. Is basically his thing. His skin he sweats nitroglycerin and he's able to ignite it in his palms and create explosions. And he's been able to do a whole bunch of things. That's something most people, their quirks, their powers, those start to develop when they're about like 4 or 5 years old. So Bakugo's had his power since he was a fucking like tyke. If you'll forgive me, sort of like the first time Ichigo used his Bankai and ended up fracturing all the bones because he was moving so fast and putting so much stress on his body. Yeah, basically like that, Gemshin. Except unlike Ichigo, who can apparently just adapt to shit in like fucking days, it's almost been a full year since the beginning of this show, and Deku still hasn't gotten it down. He has learned to control it somewhat.
And in the manga, it's been like, I think almost 2.
No. In the manga, it's only been 1. They're still on their first year. They only got when they did their summer break. When they did their summer break, that was only 3 months into the school year.
Really?
Yeah.
Because the manga's already pretty long.
I know
All Might's really already kind of retired. Shit.
God damn it, Matt. I'm trying not to spoil shit.
Ignore me. I'm high. I don't know what I'm talking about. Purple lobster bib, buggy bumpers.
You're a bad person, Matt. I will tell you that.
By the way, I was thinking like, what you know what I also love about I think the thing I love most about Boku no Hero Academy though is in a lot of ways it's very similar to JoJo's.
I can see that.
Because it's not ultimately like, yeah, the stronger power you have, that does really help you, but it's more about tactical usage. Yeah. It's more about like smart usage and tactics of powers.
What I like the most about My Hero Academia is that it has fun with itself a lot. Like
that too. It is a lot like JoJo's again in that regard, where it's like it's like serious shit happens, but it knows when to be like the principal. I love the principal every time he shows up. It's like, it's me, the guy who might be a bear, or a mouse, or a dog. The principal.
The principal of the academy.
Perfect. It's so perfect in the dub. He's voiced by Paul Rubin.
Yeah.
The principal is Pee Wee Herman, for those who don't know, in the English dub of, and like the second I heard his voice, I was like, that is fucking perfect.
That is perfect. It's that is the greatest. But yeah, the principal of the academy for all the superheroes is basically a super intelligent dog bear person man. He was born with the quirk of like super intelligence on like a whole nother level, which allows him to walk on hind legs and also carry a conversation and shit. It's pretty fucking funny. And he's just always a joy. Whether it's him in the anime or him in the manga, every scene he's in, he's always smiling. You look at him and you go, I love everything that's going on right now. You can't.
And he has a super dark origin story.
Yeah, he does. Because like he was was experimented on a fuck ton by like fucking terrible people. So people
And he
were
murdered
like,
them all.
yeah, he murdered all of them. Yeah, the head of the police is also a dude who's a dog. And somebody in a comment section, by the way, put it kind of interestingly to me in that there's a lot of these like superhero people who are like born as like seals or fucking dogs or whatever. Or like people with like animal features. Like there's one girl who has a snake head. And you gotta wonder, like, what the fuck are the parents thinking when they give birth to this, you know? Like, oh shit, I just gave birth to a snake-headed baby. Like,
well, from what
how
I remember,
freaky is that gotta be?
with the quirks, they don't pop in until like adolescence.
Yeah, but you gotta imagine that, like,
there's gotta be something
okay.
where it's like our kid was born with scales. Like, yeah, it looks like a normal baby, but this thing might turn into a lizard.
Or and even then, if you imagine that like that stuff only develops when they're about like 4 or 5 years old,
you know what
that's
really
gotta
waiting
be
for
a weird day.
Aliens.
Yeah, I imagine aliens are going to be a thing.
Because like if they're, because you know it is hugely based off of like Western comic books and stuff, specifically Marvel. I'm like, there's going to be like a Galactus. There is going to be a Boku no Hero equivalent of a Galactus coming at some point.
I mean, shit. With all of the villains that they have established right now, none of them, to my recollection, really scream like final villain to me.
Yeah, like, see, Galactus, I think, like, Galactus are like a Thanos level, like, guy. That's where, see, that's my, like, that's what I'm thinking with Boku no Hero. I'm like, it's going to ultimately be something from space. Because that's what Western comics love. Like, the ultimate threat comes from space.
Also, Zen, yes, Deku's dad was mentioned once near the very beginning when they were going over the fact that doctors were starting to realize that Deku was not going to develop any quirks. He asked his mother, he's like, okay, so what were the powers the parents had? And she's like, well, I can pull small objects to myself and his dad can breathe fire. That's basically the only mention of Deku's dad.
That sounds neat.
Yeah. I'm sitting here wondering, like, who the fuck is his dad?
There's rumors. It's never been confirmed. It hasn't been confirmed, but there's rumors that Deku's dad was one of the Nomu. And I'm like, if that was true, that would have been revealed already.
Is there a Genosha or an activist group that are anti-quirk? There's no activist group, but there is an anti-quirk sentiment.
Yeah. And there is a bit of that in the
among the public
spin-off novel. I mean, not novel, comic. Because like like one of the older vigilantes in there is a quirkless guy. He's basically Boku no Hero Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And he really hates people with quirks.
Because
they make a point of saying that, like, when quirks happened, crime skyrocketed. Like, Japan, like, this goes into, like, the backstory that's never been shown, but, like, Japan was completely taken over by One for All.
Yeah. One for
like
All
the
being
main villain.
The main villain that happened years previous to the main story that's going on right now. He basically gathered up all of the people who had quirks who were willing to basically use them for their own selfish ends and was like, I'm going to create an organization where it's all these where I just gather up all the supervillains and take over everything. I will be the king. That was basically this guy.
Yeah. All for One's power is the inverse of One for All, which is All Might's and Deku's power, where you can pass it along. All for One can take anybody's quirk and give it to another person.
Yeah. So he and but the thing is, a lot of bodies can't handle multiple quirks.
Yeah, because it's super rare. It's like there's some single quirks that are super rare. Like, to be fair, thinking about it, Lundy, I think the only time like multiple quirks have ever been really shown, it's quirks to like to help support like a change in biology, like with the teleport guy.
Matt Todoroki.
Yeah, Todoroki. He's kind of like, but like that's because of like quirk marriage and stuff.
Well, yeah. Oh, by the
And
way,
technically-
one of the characters is basically born as a result of eugenics. That's something to know.
Todoroki's power is technically considered one power.
It's not
'Cause
though.
It's not, but I think it's called hot and cold. Like, so, like, I think technically it is one power, even though he can control two different things.
That's two powers. I'm sorry.
Also, I think Astronaut 13 or number 13.
Because the thing is, he has multiple. What the fuck? Siblings.
Yeah, we said one for all at first, but yeah, all for one is the villain.
Yeah, one for all is the power of All Might. But anyway, Todoroki has siblings, and it was mentioned that Todoroki was the only one who was actually a success in being able to have both the powers of his father and his mother.
Yeah.
Like, there were multiple tries to get that right. And his other siblings apparently had either one or the other.
We're nerding out about anime, Boku no Hero. Angus has watched Boku no Hero. You should watch. Everybody seriously should watch Boku no Hero. It's good.
You should watch it, and then you should go on and read the manga. I'm telling you, it is not often that an anime hooks me so hard that I actually read the manga, but this one did.
It's like this and JoJo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his mom did scald him, which is weird because they never really go back to that. That's kind of just mentioned once, and they just kind of like leave it.
Well, they do get into it, you know, like with him reconciling with her.
Then again, there was also a mention that in order to train his ice powers, he needed to be submerged in boiling water. So I'm like wondering about that. Like, maybe that was her way of like showing him how to do it, but like she fucked up, I guess.
No, they make it pretty clear like she did it because his fire powers reminded her of Endeavor.
Yeah. To be
also
fair,
the number 2 hero in the world. The number 2 hero is legitimately worse than 90% of the villains.
He is basically a rapist.
And a child abuser.
Mm-hmm.
And a wife abuser. Yep. Rapist. That needs to be said again.
Because basically what happened is
killing people.
He was number 2. He was number 2, and he was always number 2, and he could never surpass All Might, and it really pissed him off. So what he wanted to do is he wanted to create a child that was able to, that would be able to surpass All Might. So what he did was he found somebody who had the opposite power to him. So
the awesome Avenger.
So Endeavor has the power of like pure flame. Like, he can just keep himself on flame forever. He's basically the Human Torch, but like also really strong. And he found a family that had a daughter who had ice powers. She was basically able to do the same thing that he could do with fire, but with ice. And he's like, I'm marrying you and having a kid and having kids until we get one that has both of our powers. And she's like, yeah, I don't really want to do that. And he's like, fuck you, I'm the number 2 hero. And he just threw a bunch of money at her family until it was basically a situation of, well, either you marry him because he gave us all this stuff, or we disown you as a daughter. And she's like, I guess I don't really have an option then, do I? So then she married Endeavor, and then he just kept giving her kids until she got the one that had both of their powers. It's like really, really rapey and kind of eugenicsy and like really fucked up.
Yeah, that's the other thing too. Like, Boku no Hero has like a really bright, cheery shine to it, but they don't mince on how like this is how fucked up a world where like 80% of the people have superpowers would be.
Yeah, like it's pretty fucking bad.
We haven't even talked about Stain.
Do you know what's weird about Stain though? Is that he's understandable.
Yeah, you know what I love about Stain too, and like this isn't gonna make sense for people who don't watch a lot of anime, but I love the fact that when he got defeated, he was knocked out on his feet. He never went down.
Well, I mean, he did go down, but like he got back up.
Yeah,
it's weird.
And when finally he couldn't go anymore, like he passed out on his feet. Like that's really rare in anime, where it's like this character's so badass, like he's not gonna go out.
When he stood up and took his mask off and started just yelling at everybody who was present, and was like, "The only hero I will allow to kill me is All Might." Even Endeavor was sitting there shitting his pants as he's looking at this fucking psychopath. He's like, Jesus. He got knocked down, but he got up again.
Yeah. I can't wait for him to come back, because I ultimately have a feeling he's going to be the one to ultimately deal with the League of Villains, because
I do too.
He's probably not happy how they perverted his message.
Yeah, like even the fucking weird alligator dude who is trying to who's so much emulating him that he even dressed up as him.
My favorite thing about the alligator dude is his sword is made up of smaller swords.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Legitimately the most impractical weapon I've ever seen in any anime ever.
Imagine a gun
but I love it.
Guns. Yeah, it's like a gun that shoots guns that shoots guns. It's fucking weird. But it's just a sword with just a bunch of swords.
Also, do you see there's a theory that the one dude from like the guy with the dead man face with the black fire powers, he's a bastard child of Endeavor's?
Which one?
I forget his name. He's the one with like the kind of Joker face.
Fuck.
And he's got like the black fire powers.
The black fire powers. Oh, the guy who's mostly like burnt.
Yeah, that guy. There's rumors that he might be Endeavor's like bastard kid.
Possible. I mean, he does basically have the firepower. His whole thing is basically just
some other things. Because I forget, I think if I remember, his firepower can burn people who are normally immune to firepower.
I don't remember that.
I think there's some weird twist on his firepower, which is why people are like, that might be like Endeavor's bastard kid, but he didn't like him.
Hey Zen, the villain who can destroy stuff by just his touch. Which one? Because there's two of them. There's the Yakuza guy, and then there's the dude who wears the hand on his face all the time. Both of them do that.
By the way, the Galactus scenario, again, going back to that, that'd be a good way to kind of usher in a better age, because that would be a scenario where it's I could see most of the villains even being like, look, I know we're scumbags and shit, but Earth is where we keep our things.
Yeah, possibly. I'm not entirely certain about that, because the way I see it is there's probably more of a possibility that there's just some sort of galactic conquering race.
Yeah, something it doesn't necessarily have to be a Galactus. I'm just saying Galactus
but what I'm thinking is it's a race of people who conquer planets, and they'll probably recruit the villains, be like, look, if you help us take over this planet, we'll give it to you. You just have to swear fealty to us.
If they're going, if depending on how strongly he wants to emulate Marvel, those guys would probably be the prelude to the actual end game threat, because they would be the only reason we did this is because this thing destroyed our planet.
Oh yeah, possibly.
Also, I think because again, like like one thing they haven't really explored in Boku no Hero is other countries. Like I think that will eventually happen at some point, probably in year 2, maybe.
Yeah, because they have touched on it with the hero license exam. Like, oh yeah, there are other countries with other superheroes and other academies that train superheroes. We're just the ones who are considered "quote unquote" the best.
Plus, that would be really cool to see, like other like.
Matt, did you notice, by the way, that for some fucking reason the American Academy is basically a bunch of Nazis?
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
They have the fucking uniforms and they're all like fascist about the way in which they treat other fucking people. Like, it's fucking weird. I don't understand, except for the fur guy, the guy who's covered in fur. Like, he's the only one out of them who seems like he's actually a nice guy.
Well, he's probably like, yeah, I'm the token. Like, I wanted to go to like the European school, but
the guy who looks like he's cousin It.
They already had a fur guy.
Yeah. Also, I want to see more of Miss Miss Smile, or is that her name?
I think that is.
The superheroine who makes people laugh. That's the most amazing power in the fight. I don't care about anybody else's. All Might's power, all for one's power, fucking the disintegration guys. I don't care. There's a superheroine who makes people laugh. That's her superpower. That is amazing. I want to see that, and I want to see more of it. Also, I love the fact that she's constantly flirting with Eraserhead, and he hates it, and I need to see more of that in my life.
I love fucking Eraserhead and Present Mike's friendship.
Yeah. Eraserhead is like such a stick in the mud.
I also love the fact that Present
fun.
Mike isn't the Yamcha of fucking. He's legitimately a really powerful hero.
Yeah, he's just likes, making a show of things.
Yeah, he's just flashy.
Then again, he did get beaten by insects.
Nobody likes bugs. Even the weird, creepy guy with the weird head who talks to animals don't like bugs.
Oh, Midnight. I do love Midnight. I love the concept of Midnight. I love everything about her. Like, you know what's fucked up? I don't think fucking grapefruit juice kid should have beaten her. I think that's bullshit.
It is.
That's absolute bullshit. If you're gonna say some of the students are going to fail,
he should.
He definitely fucking should. Especially against Midnight. This is a guy.
Nobody likes him. Like, legitimately.
This is a character whose entire characterization up to this point has been A, a coward, and B, a fucking pervert who can't handle himself around women and can't stop himself from just fucking ogling.
Useless.
Oh, yeah, because, I shouldn't say he beat her, quote unquote. The idea wasn't to actually like beat the heroes, because this was during one of their exams. It was just to escape from a battle arena that they were like guarding the exits, and like he and I think the tape guy were in the one with Midnight. And
by the way, that's a guy in Boku no Heroes. His power is he has tape elbows. He
shoots tape from his elbows. That's his power.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But anyway, those two had to fight Midnight. And the idea wasn't to beat the heroes, the pro heroes. The idea was to either beat them or escape from the area. And the way they escaped from the area when it came to Midnight was her power. What her power is, she reveals like part of her skin, usually her arm or something along those lines. And it releases this sort of like pheromone gas that puts you to sleep if you breathe it in. That's her main power. Also, she's really good with a whip. And the fucking tape guy immediately is put to sleep. He's done. Like there's no saving him. But then the other kid, fucking Minoto, fucking whatever, grapefruit is what I'm gonna call him from now on. Just grapefruit. That's not even his actual superhero name. I'm just gonna call him grapefruit.
I think it's grape juice.
Maybe, but I don't care because he's a bad character.
You know what, Lundy? There's a great tweet I saw the other day. I retweeted it. Somebody had like a Boku no Hero keychain bag, and they got him. And the tweet was like, "I've never been so fucking disappointed in my life." and like it got like 90,000 retweets. Because yeah,
fucked up.
if I got him in a blind bag, I'd be like, "Oh god, I just
no,
throw
it's
it
fucked
away.
up. The first popularity
I'd
poll,
throw it away."
the first annual popularity poll they did, I think he got number like 13.
How?
Popularity poll. And then
How did he get that high?
The second one, he dropped to 38.
Thank Christ. Okay, good.
And the fucking chapter where they're where they are showing the results of the popularity poll, they just have like a picture of him with the number 38 above him, being like, why? It's like, because you suck.
To give people a perspective who are not into anime, but you have to be into wrestling to get this, he is the X-Pac of Boku no Hero.
I would say that's fair.
He has X-Pac heat. Like, it's just like, at first, I think they were trying to do something with his character, but it's like, no, this didn't work, so everybody hates him. Let's just roll with that.
Yeah,
let's roll into the punch.
All right, so Jemshin, here's the basic thing. So first off, the first time you ever actually see him in action, he's just scared out of his wits, which, to be fair, at the time, it made sense. These are students at an academy, most of which have never fought a villain in their life. And he, along with Deku and Tsuyu, get ambushed by a fuck ton of villains. And he is sitting there losing his shit, going, what the fuck are we supposed to do? Especially with his power, which is basically he grows balls out of his head and they're really sticky. That's his power.
Also, it's dependent on like his stamina.
Yeah, like if he eats a lot or if he poops. If he's tired, then they're not as sticky, or he can't use them as much. He can't grow them as fast or whatever. But like if he poops, or like he's like all good to go, then they don't explain it all that well, to be honest.
His powers are really dumb when you get like they can, and again it goes to JoJo logic, which is why another reason again I like Boku no Hero is because like no power is ultimately useless. Like his power does have a lot of tactical usage, but it's like I hate him so fucking much. I never want to see him win ever.
Yeah. So when he got past midnight because he fucking did that, my balls can stick. So your whip sticks to this ball and I'm sticking your hand to your whip. Now you're stuck. I'm running. Like I wanted
bullshit.
At the same time though, it's weird because do I want him to get beaten by midnight? Because in a way he would want that.
He would.
Because even then, because the Tate dude immediately fell asleep and she just had him like fucking sleeping on her lap and she's just waiting for fucking Mineta to fucking grape juice, whatever the fuck, to come over so that he can be put to sleep too. And he's looking at that being like, man, what a lucky bastard. And like later on in the manga, he's like, hey, remember when we did that? What was it like falling asleep on her lap? And he's like, oh, it was kind of like one of those airsoft mattresses, those memory foam mattresses. And he's like, oh, I wish I could do that. He wanted that to a degree. So honestly,
maybe
it was
that's
a loss
why,
no matter what
like
happened.
he's staying around. Death character, because you know what, this is a bit of a spoiler for the manga and the series. No, there hasn't been really a death yet.
Well,
within the students,
not within the students.
Like there's been life-changing injuries and circumstances, but there hasn't been yet one of these characters die.
No, he's never really bucked up. He's never really like gotten serious at all. He just runs away all the time and cries. And also tries to peep on girls while they're in the shower or at a bath or whatever.
I like the crow guy.
Oh God, what's his name? It starts with a T, I think.
Tadiki. He's got shadow powers. He's basically Scarbeak.
Yeah, so goddamn, I can't remember the name. I can't remember his name, but he's not no. Is it Tokiyami?
Tokiyami, yes.
Yeah, so Tokoyami is a really neat character, and
I will say this real quickly before we go further. If you do want to get into Boku no Hero, bit of advice. The first season is primarily about Deku and All Might.
And also just kind of introducing everybody.
Yeah. And then like season 2 gets into like, here's like why you should give a shit about these characters, except for fucking grape juice. Like fuck that guy.
Yeah. So Tokiyami's really cool. He's got a bird head or a crow head. I'm not sure how you want to call that. But his power is that within him he has this weird shadow creature
who is also a character.
Who is its own individual character, and he has control over it like it's a fucking Pokemon.
They could have like so easily made his like shadow guy just like an unfeeling sentient thing, but like it actually has like its own personality. Like when it's too much light outside, it gets really timid and scared.
Oh God, when it gets scared, it's so adorable too.
It is, because it's like, I don't like the light.
I don't like fighting. I don't want to be out here.
But when it's dark, it's like, I'll fucking murder somebody.
Yeah. So he doesn't use his powers in the dark because he can't really control it all that well.
So he's gotta have like a fine balance.
But if he uses them in the daytime, they're not really all that strong either. But I think in the manga, he has learned how to sort of incorporate the spirit into his own body so that he can just use the powers physically as opposed to like ordering him to go around and do stuff.
He had a really good fight in season 2.
Yeah, he did.
He had a couple, really.
I mean,
like season 2, legitimately, if you like anime, especially shonen anime, season 2 has probably the best, like, tournament arc ever.
Well, I wouldn't say the best tournament arc ever.
It
but
might
it's a
be.
good one.
Like, it has a lot of good fights, and like, there's a lot of times, because I didn't read the manga at that point, where I was like, I have legitimately no idea who's going to win. Like, even Uraka versus Bokuno, like, why can't I say his name? Bakugo. Like, fucking, when she did that shit where she had all the rocks in the air, I was like, okay, he might be fucked now.
Yeah, even he fucking was like, shit, I fucked up. It is a good tournament arc. I won't dispute that, but it's not the best ever tournament arc.
Also, like, the main reason I like it a lot is it doesn't drag. Like, they get like 2 to 3 fights each episode. Dave Meltzer would put it, they're all like solid 4 to 4.5s, and there's a couple of 5s in there too. Like Deku versus Todoroki is really fucking great.
Yeah, and the thing is, I think Deku could have won, but he wasn't trying.
I will say this too, because describing a lot of best ofs. I think the rivalry in Boku no Hero might be one of the best rivalries in anime history, because it is legitimately 2 ways.
It's a damn good one. This is not
both Todoroki and Deku are improving.
This is not Vegeta and Goku. This is not the guy who's doing this for good reasons and the guy who's doing this for selfish reasons. It seems like that with Bakugo at first.
And yeah, and to be fair, yeah, there's like a triangle here. Like the stuff with Bakugo is even great because like Bakugo's made it clear like he has no interest in being like a villain, like being a truly bad person.
Yeah, he might be kind of out of his mind. He might be very violent and aggressive, but he has no interest in villainy.
Yeah, he has an ironclad will when it comes to like justice.
Yeah, because All Might was his hero as well.
Yeah, that's like the main tying thing between the three rivals is All Might was the reason they wanted to be heroes. They just took different things from what All Might was about.
Deku was into the character of All Might, whereas Bakugo was into the power of All Might. And I think who is the third guy you're mentioning? Todoroki. Ah, shit. I don't know if I lost you. Son of a bitch. God damn it, Matt, I can't hear you if you're there.
Sorry, pizza was here.
Okay. I didn't know if I disconnected or what happened. It was really weird. But anyway, as I was
thought
saying,
I was good because you're going on like a big thing describing.
Because I was trying to confirm the third guy you're talking about. Are you talking about Todoroki?
Yeah, Todoroki.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, Deku gets the character of All Might. That's what inspires him. Bakugo is inspired by the power of All Might. That's what drives him. Whereas Todoroki is inspired by being better than All Might. That's his thing. Now there's a little bit of overlap with Bakugo and Todoroki because Bakugo also wants to be better than All Might. He wants to overtake All Might. But he wants to overtake the power that was All Might, whereas Todoroki wants to just be a better hero than any of the other heroes, mainly despite his father, because his father is the number 2 hero, and he wants to get there without being his father. So, because the thing is,
I really like Todoroki, by the way.
Yeah, Todoroki's a really good character. You don't like him at first when he's like when the camera first starts to focus on him because he's kind of like cold and doesn't really talk a lot. But you warm up to him. No pun intended. He's a really good character. But yeah, All Might as a character, the guy who has inspired this new generation of heroes, he's really great in a lot of ways because he's a hero in no reason for himself. He's not trying to be this, like, he's not in it for the fame. He's not in it for the glory. He's not in it for the money. He's just in it to be a hero. He wanted anyway to be the pillar of peace. People looking at him and saying, that's the guy who is going to bring peace to the world. That's what he wanted.
Also, big thing too with All Might, we haven't mentioned, he's fucked.
Mm-hmm. And this isn't a spoiler either. You find this out like super early into the fucking show. He is losing his powers. Basically, a fight that he had a long ass time ago injured him really, really badly. So him being able to use his powers has slowly been going down and down and down over time to the point where he can only actually use his powers for a few hours at a time. For a few hours a day, anyway. Whereas the rest of the day, he's basically this super skinny fucking skeletal looking son of a bitch who looks scary. Because his eyes are like
coughs
black.
up blood.
Yeah, he coughs up blood all the fucking time. It's bad. So that's something you find out like super early. And like you find out that like that time limit's been going down over time. So that's why he was looking for a successor in Deku. Though I'm not going to go further than that on that front because that'll be giving away manga spoilers. But anyway, so Deku is a successor now. So he's training Deku. And the thing is, All Might is not perfect. He lived according to his ideals.
No, to be quite frank, he's a shit teacher.
Yeah, he's a really bad teacher. That's kind of his
All for One was
problem.
a better teacher.
Yeah. Shit, do you remember the fucking part in the manga where he basically tells Deku like a really short thing, and then he's like, I gotta move on to everybody else and tell them and give them advice as well. And Deku's like, I don't understand what that was supposed to be. And All Might's just in his head being like, come on, figure it out. I can't give you all the answers. I want to, but I can't. And in his back pocket, it's teaching for absolute idiots. fucking Eraserhead's just looking at it like, you son of a bitch. But yeah, fucking All Might is fantastic in every way. He's basically, if you mushed Superman and Captain America together, that would be All Might. I think that's a fair characterization, actually.
It is.
Super fucking powerful. Can basically do anything, at least as far as anybody is aware. And fucking always does it with a smile on his face, and always does it with the value of everyone's lives on his mind. And always trying to make everybody else feel good about whatever's happening, no matter how bad it is. It's a fucking tragedy. There's bodies everywhere. Nobody knows who's alive and who's dead. And he just arrives on the scene with a big old smile.
Yeah, there's a certain scene I'm dying to fucking see in the anime because it's gonna bring on the wet works.
Oh yeah, it is. It is. There's basically what happened is like 10 years prior to the beginning of the show. There was a disaster that happened, and there was a bunch of like people who were trapped in like something. Actually, I think it was All Might who gave Eraserhead his hero name.
No, it's Present Mike.
Was it Present Mike?
Yeah,
I know they were both like.
because they did the flashback because
No, I saw the flashback, but I thought that was All Might before he got like super ripped.
No, that was Present Mike.
Okay.
You can tell because he's got the round eyes.
Well, no, because he had sunglasses on.
Yeah, but I think you see the round eyes under the sunglasses.
No, I think they were just sunglasses.
Oh, maybe.
I don't remember seeing eyes anyway.
I think it was Present Mike though.
Might have been Present Mike. At the time when I saw the panel and I saw them talking about it, I thought it was All Might as a student. But anyway, what the fuck was I saying? God damn it.
Sorry, I got more pizza. I'm really hungry.
I can't remember what the fuck my mind was on track of doing anyway. God damn it. Fuck.
Boku no Hero is really good though.
Yeah, Boku no Hero is a really good show, and I recommend everybody watch it. And I recommend everybody also go read the manga when they're done watching it, and then go back and watch the new episodes as they fucking come out, because like it's so fucking good. The problem is it's fucking ongoing, so you're gonna finish it eventually, and that's gonna piss you off because it pissed me off.
Yeah, it's like I want more. That's why I read Vigilante into like the prequel one-off series. The one with Snipe.
You know what I want to see though? I want to see a spin-off of like slice of life shit in that world. Featuring all the characters.
Like maybe, yeah, like this is my uncle. He's a tax attorney.
It's fucking like villains and superheroes fighting in the background, and he's just fucking like he's working on some forms. It's like, oh, I guess it's Thursday.
Oh. His power is his skin is mood colored.
That shit would be great. I would love to see a slice of life anime set in that world. I would fucking love it.
Just with people with the most useless powers.
Yeah. I have the ability to make plants grow a singular inch.
I can move dust motes.
Yep, Zen. I've seen Buster Knuckle. Fucking insanity and awesomeness. Just you can't really go wrong with a story about a black guy who just goes around killing Klansmen. You really can't.
Yeah, we need more stories like that, especially now.
Especially now, yeah. All right, Matt, you have pizza and we've been going on for 2 hours and you still need to watch No Game, No Life.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to that and eat pizza. This was a good show. So thanks, Lundy, for staying.
Yeah.
God, we could gush about Boku no Hero for longer.
Well, we could, but the problem is we end up spoiling a lot of shit.
Yeah. I like how, I think it was Jim who asked, like, just bullet points. And
I mean, I don't think we ended up spoiling a whole lot.
No.
It's just there's just so much to talk about.
There's a thing I did spoil, but pay no attention to it. Anyways, I'm gonna go eat more pizza. Bye.
Right. Later, guys.